Hi, am I on the air?
Yep.
Fuck.
Thanks.
We interrupt our program to bring you a special broadcast.
Is this thing on? I said shots to Nick and Dawn. Him on the air radio every Sunday night, man. What up? Red Dragons. Shout out to the boy Nick. I see you done. You about to witness the real talk, real talk. Put it in your ear. We reaching for the sky, but we put it in the air. Not a glass jar, but I tell it to you clear. Hammer on the air, we rock. Here's your whip, man. Hammer on the air, here's this mic here for nothing. My demographic pull dude box office numbers. Weekend review said we #1 getters. Now y'all all here, we're #1 getters. Turn it on, Nick and Dawn. And I'm like, turn it up, what the fuck, We air it out, wear it out, and we winning. Him on the air, follow back, and we trending. You can't tell me what I bet not be. Don't give a FCK about the FCC. I'm the head for the hellas, voice for the voices. Him on the air Sunday night, and I'm off this.
Welcome to the show, everybody. Welcome back. It's Am I on the Air? I'm your host, Don Mega, and I'm here with you on this Tuesday, May the 13th. So, a couple days late. I always try to get a new show up on Sundays, and this past Sunday, it was a busy, busy weekend. Super exhausted, and just could not pull it out. And, so I said, I'll do it Monday night. And guess what? The same exact thing happened again. So here I am on this Tuesday night. And it was okay. I bought myself a couple extra days of news. Last week's episode was done on a Tuesday as well. So this actually just put me at that full week, a time frame there. So lots to talk about. And I'm very excited because with doing the show today, a couple big news announcements came out. And we also got the first official picture of Ben Affleck as Batman. We'll talk about it in a little bit. If you haven't seen it, go check it out on our Twitter and our Facebook page. You won't be disappointed. It's pretty badass. But once again, welcome to the show. Tonight, it's Season 8, Episode 14. Won't you be my neighbor? Won't you be my neighbor? And, of course, our main theme tonight is for the #1 movie in America, and that's Neighbors, the new Seth Rogen comedy. So I'm going to do a review on that. We're going to be talking the TV upfronts. There's been a lot of movement going on, and I'm going to run down cancellations, renewals as they kind of came in through the week. And then I'm going to try to run down as many of them as I can. There's been so much news kind of coming and going from the TV networks, all the major channels, CBS, Fox, and NBC, ABC. They all announced what's getting canceled, what's being renewed, new shows that have been picked up, the whole nine. And there's some interesting stuff, some stuff I'm a little bummed about, but we will get to all of that, plus the rest of the news of the week, and there's a lot of good stuff, so strap in your seatbelt, and let's get ready for the ride. Alright, first and foremost, before I get started, I want to give out a ginormous shout out. I met a real cool dude on Facebook, by the name of Gerald Herman, and, me and him have been going back and forth for the last week. And the dude is mad talented in Photoshop. I saw he had entered a contest doing mock movie posters, and he was nice enough to, I've been looking to get a new logo done for the show, and he was really nice enough to hit me up on Facebook and ask me, what was I looking for, what kind of ideas, and I gave him some ideas, and he made a new logo for us, and it is awesome. I love it. We've had the same logo for a while. We've been doing the show almost 3 years now. In a couple months, it'll be 3 years, and we've pretty much have had the same logo for at least the last 2 years. And for me, I get bored of logos really quick. I like to mix it up. It gives the whole show a fresh look. And we went back and forth on different sizes, different themes, different concepts, and he just knocked it out the park. He actually made 2 different versions of the logo, and I have them both on our website. If you go to amiontheair.com, on the main page, the splash page, right when you go to the site, that's our official main logo. That's what we're using on Twitter and everything. And then if you go to the About section on amiontheair.com, you'll see the second version of the logo that he did. Pretty much the same concept, just there's like a movie reel, and it's kind of running in a different direction. The tiles are laid out a little bit differently, and the show title as well. And we're using that version of the logo as our profile picture on Facebook. So kind of utilizing both pics, since they're both awesome. I don't want to choose just one. So one represents Twitter, one represents Facebook, and they're both on the official website at amiontheair.com. So he's on Twitter. So if you want to follow along, real cool dude, you can follow him at Art333 over on Twitter. Badass dude, great artist, has done a lot of different work for Red Bull and all kinds of really cool stuff. So I really, really appreciate him stepping up to the plate and killing it with our new logo. So thanks a lot, Gerald. Definitely appreciate that. All right, let's, my friends, get into the nitty-gritty of what you need to know this week. Kicking it off, I'm going to talk movie review time, as we always do. Number 1 movie coming out over the weekend. I'm going to talk Neighbors. Neighbors is the new comedy with Seth Rogen, Zac Efron, Rose Byrne is in this, Ike Barinholtz, who a lot of people forget, he was on Mad TV back in the day, Carla Gallo, Dave Franco, Christopher Mintz-Plasse, as most people know, as McLovin, and a lot of other little cameo type roles going down. This movie, I just got to start right off, hilarious. This might be the summer comedy to beat. Coming out of this, it's going to be a good summer. I mean, coming up in a couple weeks, we got A Million Ways to Die in the West by Seth MacFarlane, and that looks amazing. Of course, in June, we have 22 Jump Street. In July, we have Let's Be Cops. So there's some really good R-rated comedies coming out this summer, and I'm very anxious to see how I rank them when the summer is over. Because, I mean, it's easy to kind of say, 22 Jump Street is going to be the, comedy. And it very well could be. But Neighbors, I feel, is going to be very hard to beat. So, we will see. But, of course, this movie, pretty straightforward deal. Seth Rogen and Rose Byrne are a married couple. They have a new baby. Baby's probably maybe 8 months old, something like that, and they've just bought their dream house, and they're very happy together, and the house next door is up for rent, and a fraternity moves in, and so they go over, and they say, hey, we want to be cool neighbors, like, can we work something out, can you just kind of keep it down, and Zac Efron runs the fraternity, and he says, sure, no problem, but please, if there's any issues, just call me directly, don't call the cops, like, I'll be happy to help you out, but it's all kind of, it's a fraternity, man, they're there to party, they're there to have a loud, good time, and, of course, there's only so long before Seth and Rose can't handle it anymore, and they end up calling the cops, and you've seen it in the preview where the cops come and basically rat out Rogen and his wife, and from there on, basically it becomes this war between both the houses and kind of a game of one-up, and that's about as much as I'll go into it, just because there's so many jokes, there's so many gags, so many one-liners that, I mean, I was crying watching this movie. And, you've heard me review comedies on here before. It's hard. Comedy's so subjective. I mean, what one person finds funny, another person might not. But I've found this to be absolutely hysterical. The guy that directed this movie, I'm trying to think of his name, Nicholas Stoller, he he directed Forgetting Sarah Marshall, which is one of my all-time favorite comedies ever, probably my number 2 comedy of all time. He did Get Him to the Greek. He did The 5-Year Engagement. All comedies that I absolutely love. So I already had a good feeling about this one, and my expectations were decently high. This blew away my expectations, and it was better than I thought it was going to be. I laughed from beginning to end, and some of the laughs had me choking. Just so good. So on my 5-star scale, I'm happy to announce, I mean, we're only on the second movie of the summer, but I'm happy to announce our first 5-star movie of the summer. Yes, I gave Neighbors 5 out of 5. If you've listened to this show before, you understand that when I rate comedies, I rate them based on how much did I laugh. Not that the movie is, Shakespearean and it's a classic and the acting was superb. It's not about that when it comes to a comedy. A comedy is rated based on, did it give me what I needed from the concept and the delivery of the jokes with characters I can relate to? How much did I laugh? And with those laughs, were they genuine, real chuckles or just stupid stuff? And this movie had me rolling, and I knew it would. I'm a big Seth Rogen fan. This Is the End last year was the greatest comedy that I saw several times in the theater, and still just so funny. It's from that same crew. And I knew I'd love this with the director that I love. How can you go wrong? And they did not let me down. So 5 out of 5 for me. It's only about 96 minutes long, so it's a little over an hour and a half, which is a perfect runtime for a comedy like this. The pacing is really, really well. And they killed it. So I can't recommend it enough. Please go out and check out Neighbors. If you have a great sense of humor and you're into movies like I listed before, you're going to love this. Hands down. I don't know anybody that's gone to see this and didn't like it. So go see Neighbors. Alright? 5 out of 5 on the movie scale from me. So good. So good. I want to see this again. It is just so damn good. What was really crazy and a great success story for Neighbors is that it was Seth Rogen's biggest debut of all time in his career, and it's the number 2 highest rated debut for an R-rated comedy, an original R-rated comedy, not a sequel. The number 2 debut behind Ted. So that's a ginormous opening. And the biggest thing is that we're only in the second week of Spider-Man, and everybody expected Spider-Man to be the number 1 movie again. And Neighbors not only bumped it, but bumped it by a big margin. Neighbors brought in, let me double check my numbers. I know we'll get to box office later, but whatever. Neighbors brought in $51 million over the weekend, and The Amazing Spider-Man 2 did $37 million. Ooh, so wasn't even close. Early estimates had Spider-Man hitting $45 million or so, and it had Neighbors maybe hitting $40 million if they were lucky. And then it did $51 million. So outstanding. My hat is off to them. These guys know what they're doing when it comes to comedy, and let's keep it moving. So awesome. 5 out of 5. Neighbors, go check it out. I know you're a fan of comedy. You will love this. Next movie up for review is, of course, going to be Godzilla. Godzilla is the next big summer blockbuster. It comes out Friday night, or Friday. Early showings start Thursday night. I'm going to actually go to see the Thursday night IMAX 3D showing of Godzilla, so I'll be seeing it right out the gate, and I'll have that review for you on the next episode. Alright, let's get into the news of the week. And we're going to start off with a new trailer. We're talking about comedies. A Million Ways to Die in the West, Red Band trailer number 2. Yep. The first Red Band trailer was so good, and now we have the second one, and it's just as funny. I cannot wait for A Million Ways to Die in the West, so check that out. The new official Red Band trailer on the Facebook and Twitter page. The Mummy is getting rebooted, and they're hitting kind of a snag right now. Originally, Len Wiseman was going to direct, the guy that did Underworld and all those movies. He dropped out. And then director Andres Muschietti, who directed Mama, signed on. He was going to do it, and now he's dropped out. So no current director on board for the Mummy reboot, as they now search for someone else to step in. This is supposed to be a modern-day take on the Mummy franchise, not exactly rebooting it towards like what the Brendan Fraser series did. So just to kind of let you know what they're doing there with this reboot. I'm going to take a drink here real quick. All right. NBC has ordered a brand new comedy series starring Ken Marino, which I'll probably check out because I love Ken Marino. This dude is so funny. So, very cool. Congratulations to Ken. In some interesting movie news, Lionsgate Pictures has teamed with Saban, and they're going to do a new live-action Power Rangers movie. Go, go, Power Rangers! I never thought we'd see a new Power Rangers movie. These movies did okay in the 90s when Power Rangers were super big. How it's going to do now, I just don't know. But, hey, they say it's going to be like an updated reimagining of the series, so I'd be down to kind of check out a newer take of the series, if done right. So, I know a lot of people are actually pretty stoked about this, so interesting news there. Lionsgate and Saban teaming up for a new live-action Power Rangers movie. NBC Universal has paid $7.65 billion to air the Olympic Games through the year 2032. Whew. Pretty penny there. HBO has renewed the show Vice for a third and fourth season. I did not watch Vice. I don't even know much info about the show Vice. But hey, they're obviously good enough to get a third and fourth season. Speaking of HBO, just kind of on a side note, I just started watching the TV show Silicon Valley that is on HBO. And I just want to say it's awesome. I'm only a couple episodes in. I think they're up to episode 7 right now in the current season. So I'm trying to play catch up. My wife actually caught the pilot a couple weeks ago, and she was like, "You got to see this show." And I started watching, and I love it. So we've only gotten a couple episodes into it, but it's going on HBO currently right now, and I love to shout out shows that really deserve it. So if you're a fan of the technical type stuff, I mean, it's kind of about this group of guys that are creating a software that all these companies are really bidding for, like a Google, and like they have like a mock Google company, and takes place in California, and all these different, like Apple and all these different companies are trying to buy this software that this guy invents, and he's starting to start his own company with his friends in their house, and it's a really interesting concept, but it's really funny as well. So check out Silicon Valley. TBS has ordered Buzzy's Your Family or Mine and a Rashida Jones comedy. The Rashida Jones comedy is actually something that's pretty big because that is produced by Steve Carell. So very cool to see her get her own show coming off of Parks and Rec. Lee Wannell is going to direct Insidious Chapter 3. We knew they would be getting a new director, as the previous director is now doing Fast and Furious 7, so he could not focus on doing Chapter 3. I'm over this series so much, so I really don't care about Insidious, but this guy was like a second unit director, and he also helped write the scripts of the first 2 movies, so he's kind of stepping up into the director's chair. In interesting news, Terry Crews has been named the new host of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Yes, you heard me right. Terry Crews, power, has been named the new host of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. I'm happy for him. I mean, I love Terry Crews, so any job the guy gets, I'm super on board for. So, congratulations. Ben Affleck was set to direct a new movie called Live by Night. That was his next film that he was going to direct, but Because of his commitment to Batman and Superman, and of course now Justice League being greenlit, they had to force a delay on Live by Night. So Ben Affleck's next directorial movie has been pushed back. No new date has been set for that. NBC has renewed Law and Order SVU. No surprise there. Fox has canceled Dad's Enlisted, Surviving Jack, and Rake. Dad's, thank God this got canceled because that show was horrible. One of the biggest letdowns of the entire TV season. I heard a lot of good things about Enlisted, but I did not watch it. Never watched Rake, but I did start watching Surviving Jack, and this show was really, really funny. So it's always sad when a funny show gets axed way too quickly. So it sucks, but it's Fox. Fox loves to cancel things early for some reason. Some press screenings started happening for X-Men Days of Future Past the other day, and most sites are not allowed to write up a review yet, but some were allowed to write out tweets. And I got the review sheet for the tweets that were sent out, and I got to say it's all positive. It's like when Winter Soldier came out. They did the same exact thing, and you're reading all the tweets, and everybody's saying, "Oh, it's amazing, it's the greatest, and Marvel killed it," and da 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 da. That's what Days of Future Past is doing right now. All the tweets are saying, it's amazing, it's the best X-Men movie ever. Bryan Singer knocked it out the park. I mean, just what they do with the storyline's amazing, the action's amazing. Every review so far for X-Men Days of Future Past has been outstanding. So my expectation was already through the roof. If you listen to my summer movie breakdown, it was my number 2 most anticipated film of the year. And reading this makes me even more anticipated now, so I'm very, very excited. We have a teaser trailer for the Fluffy movie. It's a documentary on Gabriel Iglesias. It's a stand-up comedy film. We have the first trailer for Steve Carell's new family film called Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day. Yep, that's a long-ass title. But I think it's a Disney movie. It's more of a family film. We have Everything Wrong with Cloverfield in 8 minutes or less. It's very cool. We have the second official Dawn of the Planet of the Apes trailer. Wow, this looks so good. I loved Rise of the Planet of the Apes. That movie, when that came out that summer, was a film I was kind of like, it looks cool, I'll check it out. And then came out of it with a 5-star review and just loved Rise of the Planet of the Apes. So I'm super stoked for Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. And this second trailer really proved to me how amazing it's going to be. It looks outstanding. So go check out this trailer. You can see it on amiontheair.com. Click on our trailers tab, check it out there, check it on the Facebook, check it on the Twitter. You know all those things now. But you got to see the Dawn of the Planet of the Apes 2 trailer. Quentin Tarantino has withdrawn his lawsuit against Gawker over the Hateful Eight script leak. Little shocked here because he was so quick to sue, and then now he's pulling his lawsuit out. So, I guess it is what it is. NBC has ordered Constantine, Mysteries of Laura, and a new comedy called A to Z to series. So out of this, I'm very excited about Constantine. I've heard a lot of good things about it. This, of course, is the TV version of the comic, which was also adapted to a movie way back with Keanu Reeves. I like Constantine with Keanu Reeves, so I'm very anxious to see what NBC does with their new version of it. So very cool. The CW has ordered Flash, iZombie, Messengers, Virgin, and they renewed Beast, Beauty and the Beast, and Heart of Dixie. I'm excited about Flash. I'm a big Arrow fan. They introduced the Flash character in Arrow, really kind of left it in kind of limbo because they wanted to spin off into its own show. And hearing the green light means that the Flash pilot was really good, and the network really has a vision for it. And that makes me excited because there's a lot of spin-off and crossover potential. So I'm very excited that Flash is definitely coming. The Fantastic Four reboot has added Kathy, who was on The Wire. He is going to play Johnny Storm's father. One second here. So I'll pull this up for later. All right. Interesting article here I want to go over. Let me just pull this up. This is the summer's 5 biggest box office risk. Pretty much agreed with a lot of this. Number 1 is Maleficent. Maleficent opens in theaters on May 30th. The budget is $175 million. Why is it vulnerable? Because Disney will need to gross $500 million worldwide just to recoup its cost. Yeah. Ouch. Edge of Tomorrow, the new Tom Cruise film. It also has a budget of $175 million. It's vulnerable because the Warner Brothers sci-fi epic feels just like Tom Cruise's last film, Oblivion. This is Jupiter Ascending. That is the Channing Tatum, Mila Kunis movie. Comes out July 18th. Its budget is $150 million. Why it's vulnerable is because the Wachowskis' last film, Cloud Atlas, failed. It only made $130 million globally. So, yeah. I'm a little distracted right now. There's a weird-ass X-Men commercial on television right now that's like, oh my god, it was for Axe body spray. But it actually had Havoc in it. Come on, dude. Selling out for the Axe body spray. Alright, sorry about that. So the last Wachowski's film failed, so they're saying that this could be a very big risk at a $150 million budget. And the 5th and final movie is Hercules. Comes out July 25th. It is, of course, the movie with The Rock. Its budget is $100 million. It's vulnerable because they call them sand and sandal movies. They have largely failed as of late. Oh, I'm sorry, that's the 4th one. And the 5th one is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Comes out August 8th. Its budget is $120 million. And it's vulnerable because Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles has been out of the movies for 20 years. Whew. But big points there. So high budget, big movies that need to make a lot of money to become profitable. So that's why they are risk. All right. This other article I picked is not what I wanted, so let me get that off. There's a new Flintstones animated film in the works over at Warner Brothers. I want to stress that it is animated because a lot of people saw that a new Flintstones movie was coming and they instantly assumed that it was going to be like a reboot and they were going to be doing another live action, but it's not. It is animated. The only cool thing I feel about this is that it's actually being produced by Will Ferrell and Adam McKay. So that team is amazing. So I don't know what they're going to do with it. It's interesting names to be behind something like the Flintstones, but it makes me a little intrigued. LeBron James and Method Man have joined Judd Apatow's next film, Trainwreck. American Idol has been renewed for season 14. I used to be such an Idol fan, and I'm struggling through this season right now. I really didn't even think I would continue through this 13th season because it's been pretty shitty. But man, Fox loves this show, so they have renewed it for season 14. Sleepy Hollow, which was one of the biggest breakout shows of the last season, when season 2 starts, it will have an expanded season, and it's supposed to run about 18 episodes. The first season ran 11 or 12, I believe. So this one will be expanded, and it will go up to 18. So that's pretty cool. In Rumor Mill of the Week, there was a big rumor going around that Justin Lin, who directed Fast and Furious 3, 4, 5, and 6... No, not 6. Yeah, 6. Yeah, 3, 4, 5, and 6 is going to be directing a reboot of Lethal Weapon, and that they are looking to get Chris Hemsworth, the lead role of the film, taking over the Mel Gibson role. So, if this rumor is true, I'm all about it. I like the Lethal Weapon films. I can totally dig them rebooting it. Chris Hemsworth would be an awesome lead-in, taking over that Mel Gibson role. And I like Justin Lin. He can make a great action movie, so I'm all for it. The CW has renewed The 100, Heart of Dixie, and Beauty and the Beast. They have canceled The Tomorrow People, The Carrie Diaries, and Star-Crossed. So I'm a little bummed about The Tomorrow People. I really liked The Tomorrow People, and I was really hoping that this show would come back for another season. So, damn you CW, you give everything else a chance in the world, but you cancel The Tomorrow People. The show must have just been too expensive for their budget when it came down to it. So I'm a little saddened by that, because I really did like The Tomorrow People. CBS has ordered the How I Met Your Mother spin-off show, How I Met Your Dad. So that's pretty cool. I've heard great things about the pilot, and I'm very excited that we're going to get to see How I Met Your Dad over on CBS. ABC has renewed The Goldbergs. Super happy about this. The Goldbergs is my favorite new comedy of the current TV season, or just a tad in front of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Love the Goldbergs so much, and I'm so happy that they're getting another chance for a second season. ABC has also picked up, they've renewed Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. for season 2, and they've picked up Agent Carter. Agent Carter is another Marvel show that will focus on the Agent Carter series from the original Captain America film. She was the love interest from the first film. She had a little cameo in the second movie as an older lady. They also went on to explain in Winter Soldier that she helped found S.H.I.E.L.D., so I'm sure that'll be a big portion of the show. But pretty cool. We got 2 Marvel shows going over at ABC, so congratulations to Agent Carter getting picked up, and very happy to hear Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. getting its second season. AC has also renewed Scandal, Grey's Anatomy, Revenge, and Resurrection. Have a trailer for a new James Franco, Kate Hudson thriller called Good People. You can check that out. John Goodman and Ken Watanabe have joined Transformers Age of Extinction as voice actors. They will be voicing 2 of the new Autobots in the film. Very cool. Although, every time John Goodman will be a voice of an Autobot, I'll probably be thinking of Sully from Monsters University. ABC has canceled Trophy Wife and Mixology. I did watch Trophy Wife. I wasn't super sold on it, so I'm not bummed out that it went away. Netflix is going to be increasing their U.S. streaming service plan by $1 for new members. So right now it's $7.99. It will go to $8.99. And it's funny because in the article it goes on to state this is just for new subscribers. Old subscribers are going to be left alone at the $7.99 rate. Well, I just so happen to be a Netflix subscriber, and I got an email from them saying, like, we really appreciate you, and even though we're raising our rates, you're not going to change. You're going to be $7.99 for the next 2 years. So, thanks Netflix for not bumping me, but also letting me know that in 2 years you're not going to give a shit and you're going to raise my price anyway. So, I love because in all these articles nothing states that that they're not moving you just for a couple years. It makes it sound like they're leaving, current subscribers alone, which is obviously not true. It's $1. It's no big deal. I kind of, gone to understand why they do the things they do, and they got to raise rates, and different studios are starting to want more money from Netflix to be able to stream movies, and if they're going to get newer and better movies, then they got to bring up the money, man. Show me the money. Got to do it. And $1's not bad at all. On top of Trophy Wife and Mixology getting canceled, they've also canceled The Neighbors. I'm a little bummed by that. I did like The Neighbors. It was a silly show about an alien family living on Earth, but it was really quirky, and it had a certain humor to it that just no other TV show did. And it got regulated to shitty Friday nights this season, but it had a pretty good season, and I really enjoyed it. And it's too bad, but I kind of expected it wasn't going to make it past this season. I was happy it at least got a second season. Roberto Orci has entered negotiations to direct Star Trek 3. We've talked about this before when he was listed as the front runner. It looks like he will get the job. He's a first-time director, so it's definitely a risk, but at the same token, this dude wrote the first 2 movies, and he really understands the Star Trek mythology, so, I say let's do it. ABC has also renewed Dancing with the Stars. NBC has renewed Hannibal for Season 3. So very cool. They've also renewed About a Boy for season 2. Growing Up Fisher, Revolution, Believe, Crisis, Super Fun Night, and Suburgatory have all been canceled. Out of those shows, I gave up on Super Fun Night after one episode. After I watched the second episode, and it sucked so bad, I was like, I'm done. My wife watches Suburgatory. It's actually one of her favorite shows on television, so she's pretty bummed about that. I did watch Revolution for the first season, and then a little bit of the second season. I just couldn't do it. The second season just didn't hold my interest like the first one did. Growing Up Fisher and Believe are two shows that I started to DVR and I was like gonna give a chance to, and then I pulled back because I had a feeling, and thank God I did, because now they're canceled. So save me the time and the energy. 300 Rise of an Empire hits Blu-ray and DVD on June 24th. For a lot of people, this was one of the saddest cancellations. NBC has canceled Community after 5 seasons. I did not watch Community. I wasn't a fan of the show. I tried when the first season started. I watched like the first 3 or 4 episodes, me and my wife, and we both just could not get into it. So, I don't know. But, a lot of people thought it was going to go to the 6th season. I know the showrunner was looking to do 6 seasons in a movie, but NBC has said, "Nyeh," and they've axed it after 5. Sigourney Weaver says her character will transform in Avatar 2, 3, and 4. Pretty cryptic. She's not going on to explain, but if you've seen Avatar, you know, spoiler alert, that she dies. And being in an Avatar-type world, you would expect that she's going to come back somehow, some way. So, Harrison Ford is suspected to have a co-lead role in Star Wars Episode 7. Supposedly his role is super meaty. He's going to be a major factor of the film. It's going to follow a lot on him. There's big speculation that he's going to get killed off in this film, or maybe make it to Episode 8 and then get killed off in the beginning of Episode 8, and that's why the focus is on him so much in this film. So take that for what it is, but he's looking to have a very big role in Episode 7. So that's cool. We all love Harrison Ford, so I'll take it. CBS has ordered the new Matthew Perry comedy Odd Couple. They've also ordered NCIS New Orleans and a Kevin Williamson drama. So pretty cool. I'm looking forward to the CBS version of Matthew Perry's Odd Couple. It's him and John Lennon. Can't remember his first name, but he was Detective Dangle on Reno 911. He pops up in a million different shows. He is so funny. So it's going to be Matthew Perry and him, and I'm excited at that pairing. So I'm looking really forward to Odd Couple. As far as NCIS goes, and Kevin Williamson is really good. So we'll see what kind of drama he pulls out. I'm not into the NCIS shows, but NCIS New Orleans is coming. Michael Fassbender has confirmed that Prometheus 2 is happening, but he doesn't know when. So, we'll see. We have the new official Red Band trailer for Snowpiercer. That's the new sci-fi film from Chris Evans. Earlier in the week, Parenthood was, a lot of people, I actually had some people even tweeting me saying, what's up with Parenthood? Is Parenthood coming back? And their renewal was actually in question because there was pay cuts on the table and not doing a full season, and no one knew what was going on. So basically, the network wanted to do a little bit of pay cuts, and they wanted to do a shorter final season. Well, they were able to work it out, and about a couple days after these negotiations hit the table, they were able to confirm that Parenthood will be back for one more final season. So Parenthood, final season, shorter final season coming. Sorry, there's so much stuff about TV shows. I want to make sure I'm not missing anything here. So, bear with me, my friends. ABC has renewed The Bachelor, Shark Tank, and America's Funniest Home Videos. Yes, I guess America's Funniest Home Videos is still on television. I wouldn't have known. Ryan Seacrest has inked a deal to return to American Idol. ABC has renewed Modern Family and The Middle on top of the Goldbergs, like we already talked about. Modern Family, probably my favorite comedy that's going on television right now, so very happy to see that come back. That was a no-brainer, though. The show is the number one rated comedy on television. CBS has renewed The Mentalist, and they've canceled Crazy Ones, Intelligence. Yeah. Nashville has been renewed for a third season over at ABC. CBS has ordered a CSI spinoff called CSI Cyber. Town has been renewed for a sixth and final season. I like Cougar Town. It's a show that I've been into since its premiere, but with each passing season, I've gotten more and more disconnected from it. It doesn't hold the same laughter that it once did. So I'm glad they're getting another season, but I'm also kind of glad that it's wrapping up. NBC has canceled Dracula after only one season. ABC has renewed Last Man Standing. Comedy Central will debut The Minority Report as the show to replace The Colbert Report. Gotham is officially coming to Fox, so that's pretty cool. Will Staples of Call of Duty fame is going to write the Mission Impossible 5 script. CBS has also axed Hostages and Bad Teacher. I kind of like Bad Teacher, to be honest with you. It just started a couple weeks ago, and I don't understand how they could have axed the show already after only a couple episodes. It kills me when these networks cancel a show after like 2 episodes. It's like, give it some damn time to find an audience. I'll never understand it, but that one has been added to the cancellation log, so there goes that. What else do we got? Yes, Parenthood is actually entering its 6th season, so NBC renewed Parenthood for its 6th and final season. Oh, and it's official, Parks and Recreation will end with its 7th season. So, lots of Parks and Rec fans out there. I wish I liked the show more. That was another show I just couldn't get into, and it boggles my mind that I couldn't because I love everybody that's on that show. So I don't know why I don't like it, but it's wrapping up with its 7th season. NBC's fall schedule, they're going to cancel their comedy block, and they're going to actually kick it off with The Blacklist. They're going to move The Blacklist from Mondays to Thursdays. Try to do a little something different on Thursday nights on NBC. We have the enhanced third trailer for Edge of Tomorrow, and when we say enhanced, it's just a fancy word for expanded. This trailer runs almost 3 minutes long, and but it's a pretty cool visual trailer for Edge of Tomorrow. You can also watch trailers for the new NBC shows Constantine, A to Z, and Marry Me, with the link that we posted on the Am I on the Air Twitter page yesterday. It's looking like the Wolverine sequel might film back-to-back with X-Men Apocalypse, so that's pretty cool. Hugh Jackman is still a little mum on if he's coming back or not, but it looks like he will be back for Apocalypse, and then he'll jump right in and do the third Wolverine film right after, and then I think he'll be done. Put the claws away and do that retirement. Brooklyn Nine-Nine is actually getting a move as well. They're going to move to Sundays, and Glee is actually missing in action on Fox's new fall schedule, so don't really have much of an update for Glee, but it's not on the new schedule. Interesting to move Brooklyn Nine-Nine to Sundays. Fox is looking to break up their animation domination night and put in some live action stuff, so Brooklyn Nine-Nine will spearhead that. Gotham is going to be coming to Fox on Monday nights. Joe Quesada, who is one of the higher-ups over at Marvel Productions, he says that the Daredevil series on Netflix is planned as one large movie. He says they will follow the typical Netflix format, which is about 13 episodes, and they will all be available to watch at one time. As soon as the season starts, boom, all 13 episodes will be on there. They're an hour-long episodes, and he says they're going to film the show out as basically one big movie and then just chop it up into the hour-long episodes. So he says, like, it's going to be something you're going to want to kind of binge watch and just keep going over and over and over and over. Zack Snyder, and we'll get more on this, but yesterday he teased the Batmobile. He showed a black and white picture of the Batmobile sitting with a tarp over it. All that was exposed was the back two wheels and kind of like a spoiler or like a high fin. And his tweet said that they might pull the tarp tomorrow, which is today. So looking at this picture, I was pretty psyched, because looking at the tires and looking at the back end of the Batmobile, it looks like the Tumbler from the Christopher Nolan trilogy. But when you look at how long the tarp goes down and you look at that big kind of spoiler fin on top, it looks like the Michael Keaton, Tim Burton Batman, original Batman Batmobile. So I was like, damn, man, are they like merging the two styles together? That'd be pretty badass. And it really does look like that's what they're doing. Yeah, so I'm excited. They did pull the tarp, and we got a surprise this morning, but I'll get to that in just a second. Fantastic Four, we've been saying for a while now, they've been what Fox wants to do is they wanted to make a shared universe like Marvel's doing. And they wanted the X-Men and the Fantastic Four to kind of live in the same universe. So with with the Fantastic Four reboot, it would take place in the same universe with X-Men. Now it's looking like that might not actually happen. The producer of the films for Marvel and everything came out and said that it just doesn't really make sense when they break it down. Because you say, if you look at the X-Men universe, it's not like there's this Fantastic Four group running around. And in the Fantastic Four universe, they're special because they earn their powers, and they got powers. And if there was a bunch of mutants just running around, their powers wouldn't be all that special in the world, would they? So, and it really makes sense. His statements make a lot of sense. So it looks like they might be scrapping doing a shared universe between Fantastic Four and X-Men. So I'm fine with it either way. We don't need to get, that mashed up. So, they're going to be remaking Kickboxer, the Jean-Claude Van Damme action film from the 80s, and Dave Bautista, who I love from the WWE, he's also going to be Drax the Destroyer in Guardians of the Galaxy, and former UFC champion George St. Pierre, who we saw a little bit in Captain America the Winter Soldier. They're going to be two stars of the film. And then this other martial artist is, I believe, going to play the Van Damme role. But very cool to see GSP and Batista join the cast of the Kickboxer remake. Octavia Spencer has joined Shailene Woodley in Insurgent. Insurgent is the sequel to Divergent. So, big talented name added to the cast for that. Jay-Z was attacked by Beyonce's sister Solange Knowles after the Met Gala the other night. This video has been all over the web. I'm not going to get too much into this, because if you want to see it, you can watch the video on TMZ, or you can click the link on our site. And you can see basically it's just Beyonce walks in the elevator, and then Jay-Z walks in the elevator, and then Solange walks in the elevator with a bodyguard, and then all of a sudden Solange just goes off on Jay-Z, starts slapping the shit out of him, tries to kick him, and the bodyguard has to grab her and pull her away, and it's just nuts. But nobody knows why the hell she snapped like that. So who knows? It is what it is. It was just a very odd video. David Tennant and Olivia Colman are returning to Broadchurch, so that is cool over there. We have a trailer for the movie And So It Goes, which is a new film starring Michael Douglas and Diane Keaton. AT&T is in advanced negotiations to buy DirecTV for about $50 billion. Wow. That's no chump change. $50 billion to buy DirecTV. You go AT&T. Penny Dreadful is a new TV show that's over on Showtime. They had 2.3 million people watch the season premiere. I DVR'd it. I have not watched yet, but I'm very interested in seeing Penny Dreadful. So as soon as I do, I'll let you guys know how it is. We have the new trailer for The Angriest Man in Brooklyn. This is the second trailer. It's a comedy starring Robin Williams. And then we're going to get to the last couple pieces of news here in just a second. We have the new Honest trailer for Godzilla. This is the 1998 Roland Emmerich film that everybody hated. So check out the Honest trailer for that. We also have everything wrong with X-Men First Class in 8 minutes or less as we get ready for X-Men. We have a new extended TV spot for the new Transformers Age of Extinction. You get to see a lot more. You get to see Grimlock spitting fire. It's pretty awesome. And the new Transformers trailer is supposed to drop in just a couple days. Noomi Rapace, who is the original girl with the dragon tattoo, she's going to join Will Smith in a new sci-fi film called Brilliance. Lee Scott is in talks to direct Matt Damon in The Martian. J.K. Rowling's new movie, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, which is the Harry Potter spinoff. They finally set the release date for that. It will hit theaters on November 18th, 2016. So a lot of people are looking forward to that. All right, let me get into the last couple pieces of news. Up first is that it is confirmed Channing Tatum is your new Gambit in the X-Men films. This is something that we talked about on the show before, as it's been rumored for a while now that Laura Schuler-Donner, who is the producer on the X-Men films, she really wanted Channing Tatum to be Gambit. She really, really did. She was very outspoken about it. And then Channing Tatum at the MTV Movie Awards about a month ago, he admitted, yes, I've had talks with Lauren. We're discussing some things. We'll see what happens. And here it is. It's confirmed. Laura Schuler-Donner says that he is signed. He will join, and he will be Gambit. From the sound of it, now nothing is confirmed yet on which direction they're going to do. They do want to do a solo movie with him, but early word is that they will introduce him as Gambit in the next X-Men film, X-Men Apocalypse, that we've been talking about for a while. X-Men Apocalypse is already signed up to be the next film. I just talked about it with Hugh Jackman. It's coming out in 2016, and so that's one of the rumors, is that they'll introduce him as Gambit in X-Men Apocalypse, and then a couple years after, he will debut the spin-off film and actually have a solo Gambit movie. I think this is the best way to do it. I don't think you start with a Gambit film. I think you start with introducing Gambit into the X-Men, and you have that whole thing, and you introduce him, and you get the audience to, grow accustomed to him as Gambit, and like him as that role, and see what the feedback is. So then there'll be more of an audience for a solo Gambit movie if he's successful in Apocalypse. So, this isn't, for me, I would have preferred Taylor Kitsch to stay as Gambit. Taylor Kitsch portrayed Gambit in X-Men Origins Wolverine, and I thought he did a really good job. He wasn't in the film very much, but what he did I thought was pretty decent, and I really would have liked to see him come back in like Days of Future Past or have another opportunity. But they felt the need to recast, and they wanted to go with Tatum. So, I'm not flipping over this, saying like, oh, this is amazing. But at the same token, like, I think Channing could be a pretty cool Gambit. So I'll let him have it, and we'll see what he does with it. And of course, the big news. So I talked about it just a little bit ago. The fact that yesterday Zack Snyder showed the back end of the Batmobile and said, tomorrow we'll take the tarp off. So I woke up this morning and I'm like, cool, we're going to see the Batmobile for the first time. The picture comes out, and not only do we see a close-up of the front end of the Batmobile, but we get the first pic of Ben Affleck in the Batman suit. The first pic of Ben Affleck as Batman standing next to the Batmobile. Holy crap. Thank you, Zack Snyder, for not making us wait 2 years to see what he looks like. It's pretty amazing. The suit that they went with is nothing like the Christopher Nolan films. The cowl looks so good. The ears are shorter. It's more comic booky. He's got the gigantic bat logo on his chest. It's a black and white picture, so I can't tell what coloring they used on it. I'm getting a feeling that the costume is like a dark gray, or like maybe like a metal, gunmetal type gray. I don't think they went black, honestly, and the material that it's made out of looks very unique. It doesn't look like it's made out of like Kevlar or like anything like that. It looks almost like a bodysuit. It's very reminiscent of the Michael Keaton style, but better. It looks just so amazing. And the Batmobile itself, it is what I was thinking. It looks like a true hybrid of the, Tim Burton original Batmobile mixed with the durability and functionality of the Tumbler from the Christopher Nolan films. So this picture is just beautiful. If you haven't seen it, go to Am I on the Air's Facebook page. You'll see the picture right there. I mean, we just posted it today. If you go to our photo gallery, you can click on the DC. There's a DC photo album. It'll be right in there. And we'll be posting all the photos from this film in that DC folder, that's for sure. But it's all over our Twitter. It's all over, our main Facebook page. It's a beautiful pic. I'm so impressed. I mean, I was one of the guys, if you go way back and you listen to our episode, Your Argument is Invalid, that's an episode for you to listen to, because that's when they announced Ben Affleck as Batman and everyone hated it. But I didn't. I said, he's awesome and he's going to nail this and he's going to be a badass Batman, because he's the first guy that's physically imposing and will physically match what Batman should be from the comics. And seeing this picture today of him in the suit, nailed it. I mean, we still got to see how he's going to act in it. But at this token, if I just base it off this picture, it is amazing. So Affleck, you're already killing it. This suit's beautiful. I can't wait to see a color photo of this, and I still can't wait to see that very first picture of Batman and Superman face to face staring off for this movie. I feel like Zach is going to be dropping stuff pretty often during the production. Maybe we'll get a Wonder Woman here soon. Maybe, we'll get the first picture of Henry Cavill in the new Superman suit. I'm excited, man. I'm getting pumped. I'm getting so pumped. I've been waiting to see something from Affleck as the Batman. I didn't think we'd get it yet. I just thought all we would see is the car. So thank you so much for surprising us all with this Ben Affleck pick, because it is awesome. All right, and we're going to run down what do we have here for the latest and greatest on the official upfronts. This is where I'm going to run down the network and the shows and if they've been renewed or canceled. Okay, so let's go on this journey. We're going to start off with ABC. All right, ABC, America's Funniest Home Videos, has been renewed for a 25th season. The Bachelor, renewed for its 19th season. Castle, renewed for a 7th season. Dancing with the Stars, renewed for a 19th season. Grey's Anatomy, renewed for its 11th season. Last Man Standing, renewed for its 4th season. The Middle, renewed for its 6th season. Modern Family, renewed for its 6th season. Mistresses will hit season 2 over the summer. Motive will hit season 2 over the summer. Nashville has been renewed for a 3rd season. The Neighbors has been canceled. Once Upon a Time has been renewed for season 4. Revenge has been renewed for season 4. Rookie Blue will start season 5 over the summer. Scandal has been renewed for a 4th season. Shark Tank has been renewed for a 6th season. Suburgatory has been canceled. And The Taste will get a season 2. Season 2 will start soon. It's already been taped, actually. It's freshman shows this year. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. renewed. The Assets canceled. Back in the Game canceled. Betrayal canceled. The Black Box is in limited run right now. The Goldbergs renewed. Killer Woman canceled. Lucky 7 canceled. Mind Games canceled. Mixology canceled. Once Upon a Time in Wonderland canceled. Resurrection renewed. Super Fun Night canceled. Trophy Wife canceled. Wow, lots of cancellations there. All right, I'm not going to run down the new shows. You can check that out on your own, because you're not going to even know what I'm talking about. The main ones I've already talked to you about earlier. Let's go to CBS. The Amazing Race renewed for a 24th season. The Big Bang Theory renewed for its 8th, ninth, and 10th season. Big Brother season 16 is gonna start over the summer. Blue Bloods has been renewed for a 5th season. Criminal Minds renewed for a 10th season. CSI renewed for a 15th season. Elementary renewed for a 3rd season. 48 Hours Mystery renewed for a 28th season. The Good Wife renewed for a 6th season. Hawaii Five-0 renewed for a 5th season. I love Hawaii Five-0, by the way. How I Met Your Mother, it has ended after 9 seasons. The Mentalist renewed for a 7th season. Mike and Molly renewed for a 5th season. NCIS renewed for a 12th season. NCIS LA renewed for a 6th season. Person of Interest renewed for a 4th season. 60 Minutes renewed for a 47th season. Survivor renewed for 2 more additional cycles for season 29 and 30 through 2015. Two Broke Girls renewed for a 4th season. 2.5 Men renewed for a 12th season. Under the Dome will start its 2nd season this summer. Undercover Boss has been renewed for a 6th season. Unforgettable starts season 3 over the summer. It's freshman shows. Bad Teacher, canceled. Crazy Ones, canceled. Friends of Better Lives, canceled. Let me just say, on a side note really quick, I love Friends of Better Lives. This show is so funny. So funny. Me and my wife love this show, and we are heartbroken that they've canceled it. This is another show that has only aired maybe 4 episodes so far, and the ratings are actually really decent, and they canceled it. It makes no sense. There's a lot of petitions going around right now trying to save it. I'll sign whatever, because this show deserves more of a chance. They stuck it on at the end of the season after How I Met Your Mother ended, and I don't know what they expect. I just don't get it. But unfortunately, it's been canceled. Intelligence, canceled. Hostages, canceled. The Millers, renewed for a 2nd season. Mom, renewed for a 2nd season. Reckless starts in June, and We Are Men, canceled after only 2 episodes. I liked We Are Men too, but that's been canceled after 2 episodes. The CW, America's Next Top Model, renewed for a 21st season. Arrow, renewed for a 3rd season. Beauty and the Beast, renewed for a 3rd season. Carrie Diaries, canceled. Heart of Dixie, renewed for a 4th season. Nikita ended after its 4th season. Supernatural, renewed for a 10th season. Vampire Diaries, renewed for a 6th season. Whose Line Is It Anyway, renewed for a 2nd season. Its freshman shows. The Originals has been renewed. The Tomorrow People, canceled. The 100, renewed. Rain, renewed. And Star-Crossed, canceled. Fox, American Dad is moving to TBS for season 11. American Idol renewed for its 14th season. Bob Burgers is renewed for its 5th season. Bones is renewed for its 10th season. The Cleveland Show is canceled. It's not officially canceled, but they say it's essentially canceled, as it's not in any kind of production right now. Family Guy has been renewed for a 13th season. The Following renewed for a 3rd season. Glee renewed for a 6th and final season. Hell's Kitchen renewed through season 13 in 2014 through 15. Hotel Hell will start season 2 this summer. Kitchen Nightmares starts season 6 in spring. MasterChef renewed through season 6 in 2014 through 15. MasterChef Junior is renewed for a 2nd and 3rd season. The Mindy Project is renewed for a 3rd season. New Girl is renewed for a 4th season. Raising Hope is ended after 4 seasons. The Simpsons is renewed for a 26th season. So You Think You Can Dance starts this summer. And The X Factor has been canceled after 3 seasons. Its freshman shows, Almost Human, canceled. So pissed about that. Loved Almost Human. Oh, God, that still bugs me. Almost Human canceled. Brooklyn Nine-Nine has been renewed. Dads, canceled. Enlisted, canceled. Gang Related starts at the end of the month. Grace Point is in limited release. I Want to Marry Harry starts in May. Murder Police is an animated show. It's been canceled. It never even premiered, and they canceled it. Rake has been canceled. Riot starts at the end of this month. Sleepy Hollow has been renewed. Surviving Jack has been canceled. 24 Live Another Day is in limited release right now. Us and Them canceled before its premiere. And Wayward Pines is in limited release later in the season. NBC, The Biggest Loser, is starting its season 15 soon. Celebrity Apprentice has been renewed for season 14. Chicago Fire renewed for a third season. Community has been canceled. Grimm renewed for a fourth season. Hannibal renewed for a third season. Hollywood Game Night starts season 2 this summer. Law & Order SVU renewed for a 16th season. Last Comic Standing starts season 8 later this month. Parenthood renewed for a 6th and final season. Parks and Recreation renewed for a 7th and final season. Revolution canceled. The Sing-Off season 4 aired in December 2013. No new news on that. And The Voice renewed for its 7th season. Freshman shows. About a Boy has been renewed. American Dream Builders is unscripted and will come out later. Believe has been canceled. The Blacklist renewed. Camp has been canceled. Chicago PD renewed. Crisis canceled. Dracula canceled. Growing Up Fisher canceled. Ironside canceled. The Michael J. Fox Show canceled. Million Second Quiz canceled. The Night Shift canceled. Sean Saves the World canceled. Undateable canceled. Welcome to the Family canceled. And Welcome to Sweden. It's a Canadian comedy that will come out in July. Jesus. Yeah. In 2015, there'll be a new miniseries called AD, which is a follow-up to the Bible that will come out in the spring of 2015. There will be a 13-episode miniseries of Heroes called Heroes Reborn, and then there will be a Jennifer Lopez drama at the end of 2015 called Shades of Blue. Wow, that was a lot of info. I hope you stuck with me through it all. And that's your upfronts, ladies and gentlemen. It looks like that's about the final roll call of everything that's coming in and going in the new TV season there. All right, let's roll over to our releases and our box office, and we'll wrap this baby up. On DVD and Blu-ray this week, as of today, is Her, the Joaquin Phoenix movie that sucked. I gave it 1 star. Sucked. That Awkward Moment, and I, Frankenstein, all on DVD and Blu-ray this week. In theaters on Friday will be Godzilla and $1 Million Arm. Like I said, I'll be seeing Godzilla Thursday night in IMAX 3D. I'm hearing great things on Godzilla, so I'm very excited. And our weekend box office. Coming in number 10, it's Brick Mansions, $1.3 million. Number 9 is Divergent, $1.7 million. Number 8 is Legends of Oz with $3.7 million. Number 7 is Mom's Night Out with $4.2 million. Number 6 is Rio 2 with $5.1 million. Number 5 is Captain America the Winter Soldier with $5.6 million. Number 4 is Heaven is for Real with $7 million. Number 3 is The Other Woman with $9.25 million. Number 2 is The Amazing Spider-Man 2 with $37.2 million. And your number 1 film, no surprise here, I told you about it earlier, is Neighbors with $51 million. And another $34 million internationally. Craziness. So very, very cool. Congratulations once again to Neighbors. 5-star comedy, $51 million. Biggest opening of Seth Rogen's career. The second biggest R-rated non-sequel comedy to ever come out in history. Whew, love these guys. So good. All right. That, my friends, will wrap us tonight for this episode. Chock full of information. Let's shout out the affiliates. RedDragonsRadio.com. Go to Red Dragons Radio. You can listen to us in syndication. You can listen to other shows. Red Dragons Radio has just added a boxing show called Inside the Ropes. And we also have a brand new show on Red Dragons Radio called This Week with the Geek, starring my friend, Geeky Pat. So you can follow Geeky Pat over on Twitter at geeky_Pat. And, he's an old school podcaster, used to do the show, stopped doing it because, life just gets in the way sometimes. We know how it is. And actually, we inspired him. He listens to Am I on the Air every week, and he said, you know what? It's making me really miss doing my show. So he came back last week with his first debut episode on the new network, and, we're glad to affiliate with him and work this deal out on Red Dragons Radio. So he is in syndication over there. You can listen to that show every time he puts out a new episode. It'll be right there on Red Dragons Radio. Just click on the link. This is This Week with the Geek. And, of course, we want to shout out our friends over at the XS Radio Network as well. You can follow on Twitter at XS Radio. Please download, subscribe, rate us on iTunes. I would really appreciate it. Please like us on Facebook. It's facebook.com/amiontheair. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/amiontheair. You can follow us at amiontheair. Follow me on Twitter at dxdonmega. And our official webpage is amiontheair.com. Bookmark it, check it out. That's where that's our hub, man. That's where we go. And of course, if you want to listen to us on the go and you're looking for a good mobile app, check out Stitcher Radio. Stitcher Radio is a great app to download and listen to the show on demand. And of course, subscribe to us on YouTube as well if you can. Go to youtube.com/amiontheair and give us a little subscribe there. We'll try to keep you update with shows and with trailers. So, I'm out of breath. I'm thirsty. I'm tired. It's going on 11 o'clock here. Actually, 11:30, and I still got some work to do. So, with that, I bid you adieu. I'll be back hopefully this Sunday, get back onto my normal schedule. It might be a shorter show since it's only going to be for a couple days, but we'll definitely have that review of Godzilla and everything else that's going on in the world of entertainment. Thank you so much for listening. My name is Don, or Don Mega, depending on who you're talking to. I appreciate you checking us out and listening. This has been Am I on the Air? Peace.
Don Mega, Don Mega, Don Mega.